Hi, I'm Robert. Welcome back to another on-the-road video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com. Stop. Before you begin any repair, unplug the appliance from the wall outlet. It is also recommended that you check for proper voltage. The tools required for this repair are a 1/4-inch nut driver. Today we're working on a Hotpoint top mount refrigerator. We've determined that the cold control or thermostat is bad in the unit, so we're going to replace that. In order to access it, we've got to pull this control panel down prior to accessing the part. Removal of the control panel from the ceiling of the fresh food compartment is done by removing 5 screws. They're 1/4-inch. We have 2 back here, one on either side, 1 here, and then 2 recessed in the front. So let's unscrew the screws. Then we'll support the assembly with our hand while we unscrew the front screws. Unplug the Molex plug. Now with all the screws removed, we have clear access to the control components. To remove the cold control, we'll start by pulling back on this plastic tab to release the right side of the bracket, and then we'll pull back on the front of the control console and lift the knob and the cold control out of place and slide the left side out of its plastic bracket and carefully remove the knob and the spring. Now we'll disconnect our ground wire on the left, and then we'll remove the 2 wire terminals on the right. Now with the body of the cold control disengaged, we'll pull the styrofoam diffuser block out, set that aside, and we will work our sensing bulb up out of position and just peel it right out of position. Want to bring the sheath with you, which is a small plastic tube. And then we're going to slide the cold control out. And we'll set the control panel aside and remove the sheath because we're going to reuse it. Set that down. And your cold control is uninstalled. Now that we have a new cold control, let's go ahead and install it. First thing we need to do is we need to rotate the sensing bulb and unroll it like so. And now we'll take our barrier tube and we will reinsert the sensing bulb of the cold control into the barrier tube, and you want to get it just almost to the very end. So now we'll slide the sensing bulb back under the Molex of the defrost timer, and we'll move our sensing bulb as we need it. And what we're going to do is kind of go in reverse. We're going to get the wire terminals affixed to the cold control, and then we'll move over to the ground terminal on the left side of the cold control. get that installed, because we're going to have to work that sensing bulb a little bit to get it back into position, and we don't want to be worried about where our cold control is and if it's moving around on us. So we'll reinstall the spring and control knob. And you can see it's a D-shaped shaft and a D-shaped receiver. And we'll get that knob down into position and rotate our cold control into the left slot. And then press down on the right and get it in the plastic clip. And then just adjust the knob so that it pops back into the notch on the front of the panel. Now we're free to work the sensing bulb of the cold control so that it stays down at the bottom of the panel under the defrost timer Molex. And you want to make sure that it's to the back of that Molex so that it's not going to touch any of the terminals of the defrost timer. So now we'll bring the sensing bulb down along the right side of the channel and back down into the diffuser housing. And you have to get the sensing bulb and barrier in between the styrofoam diffuser on the bottom and the plastic clip channel that it goes through. And once you know you have enough of it down there, you want to flatten it out a bit and then hold this side while you depress this side. And now we're ready to reinstall the top of the styrofoam diffuser. Now with our new cold control installed, we can reinstall the control assembly into the ceiling of the fresh food. Now in reinstalling your control console, you want to set the unit in and bring up your Molex plug and plug that in first. Make sure it hooks. Then it's easiest if you take your center screw and put that up through, and then you line up your screw with the hole. And get that started. And before you tighten it down, you just want to make sure that you get all your screws lined up and started. And we'll tighten the backs down and go back to the center. Now we can install the front screws. And the console is installed, and that completes the repair. Thank you for watching another quality video brought to you by ApplianceVideo.com.